Hey, Podcast America, welcome to episode 122 of the Enlightened Neanderthals, brought to you by my company, Training Northwest, and by Homes by Maya, all one word, spelled with a Mayya on Instagram. She's the kindest and sweetest realtor in Snohomish County, so if you're in the housing market here.
And she does jujitsu, maybe even the most deadly
And
for
she
her
does,
size.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, pound for pound.
Pound for pound, the deadliest and kindest
killer.
realtor in Snohomish County. And I'm terrified of her 9-year-old boys. I won't even fight them.
Only because of their heritage.
That's right.
They tough talk you already.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, Eli just looks at me and I'm like, oh God, I'm sorry. Okay, we talked about all kind of shit today.
Building a cabin in the woods, I think, is the theme.
Is the theme. Exit the game, get out of the grind.
Yeah, you know, the same
Someday,
theme.
somehow.
It's the first time we've ever talked about this.
Yeah.
Really hard-hitting.
What kind of axes do you guys like?
Yeah.
We have one topic. Sometimes there's World War II in there. I like it.
Yeah.
Good times, boys.
Good times. Enjoy the episode, you guys.
What kind of debacle is going to happen?
But that's why, like, that assault bike, like going for a run is kind of a pain in the, and you haven't ran forever. It's like, that's how you hurt your knees and tweak things. Mm-hmm. That assault bike, you do like a 10 on, what is it, 30 on, 30 off? Like 30 sprint,
30? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Dude,
or 20.
At this point, if I get too excited to go check the mail,
We do. Yeah,
I'm getting a little fucked up.
Get a little brisk pace down the driveway.
Got the life alert button.
Little spring in your step.
Yeah, that's a problem these days.
All right, then maybe
bro.
a 20-second and a 30-second recovery.
Doing the physical therapy for my back, which at this point is largely just stretching, has been such a lately that it's to your point, and I guess we hit record halfway into this, but it is so fucking hard to maintain motivation to stay in shape in middle age. And it comes like there will be spurts when you feel good about it for a couple weeks, but maintaining the longevity like over months and years is a fucking grind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, this stair climber right behind us, we have all the things at our fingertips.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah, there's no excuses in this room.
Right, like it's just
No, but my body's my knowledge through jiu-jitsu. That's why it looks like this. My weapon is sharp up here, not down here.
yeah. Mine's getting a little dull up top too.
Couple nicks in the blade.
The memory's not so sharp either.
Yeah, it's fuck. I'm telling you, dude, that fucking Benadryl I was taking as a kid, it's catching up.
Yeah.
The reason to stay in shape is different than it was before too, right?
Yeah.
Like it was always like, okay, well, there's a tournament, there's competition, there's this, that. And being that like I haven't competed in fucking 2 years in anything, it's like, well, I mean, coming to jiu-jitsu is, that's going to keep you in shape and get you doing stuff. And it's like, yeah. But the drive to do it is lessening.
Yeah.
Right. But then like seeing the girl, the baby, you go, oh, I need to stay in shape for that.
Yeah.
That's going to be. So there's that. But it's also like the realization of like, okay, when we do get to the age where we get to go backpacking, and camping in the woods and stuff, like I need to be ready to go and in shape and capable to like actually get back there. So there's that kind of stuff that's in my mind, and I think that's why I'm in this weird, like, because I've never been this far out of shape, and I've never had to get into shape from being out of shape in my life.
Oh yeah.
So now I'm facing this wall of like, oh fuck, this daunting task that like was like, oh yeah, people out of shape, and then I'm looking in the mirror, I'm going, oh fuck.
Yeah, I think I've been there maybe 3 times in my life, and right now is one of them, where these spine injuries caused like real muscle atrophy, and so I'm having to grow something back that doesn't exist at 45 years old.
Yeah. No, so that's, I mean, that finding the motivation, when I was a kid, finding motivation to fucking turn into a savage was always there. It was like, there was a girl. Now it's like, I guess it's
there
the
is a
same
girl.
thing. There is a girl. It's a baby girl. So like, that's the, trying to find the motivation, because it was always external. It wasn't necessarily internal. And I think that's also,
Yeah.
it was, Yeah. I mean, I guess it was internal drive, but it wasn't like there was some other catalyst to that. And now trying to figure out what that is, and like to get this fat tub of lard into something that can, actually perform. And then I also like hunting, right? We always talk about hunting and like going into the woods and whatnot, but like, I don't know right now if I put a pack on and, put 45 pounds, 80 pounds in it and walked around, how long I would last.
Well, 45 and 80 is a huge difference.
But something. Think you got a whole camp on your back and then trying to like hike out. So let's throw in the middle.
Minus technical specs, it's all about just wanting to enjoy your life for the rest of your life. Like you want to do fun things with your kids, you want to do fun things with your friends and with your family, and you got like, as you get older, if you don't maintain strength and mobility, it disappears, and it's really hard to get it back once it's gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I think that's part of.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah.
Here.
That's part of getting older too. Is it's like your fighting changes, like
starting to fight gravity.
Yeah, but that's it. Yeah. Like you're fighting when you're younger is for yourself. Like you want to prove yourself, and it's like when I competed, it's like, oh, I'll be the best one day and I'll fight everyone. You watch like UFC fights, you're like, I could beat fucking Kimbo, You're like,
he's not even that good.
You're locked in the zone, or like going to war. It's like I can fight. I'm better than these guys. I'll fucking kick ass. Or wrestling, and so it's easier to work out when you're fighting for yourself in a way because it's motivating and you're young at that time. But then it's like, that time you have to stop being like, I'm not ever going to fight I'm too old. I'm not going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to fight people in my underwear in a ring or in a cage in my 40s to 50s. It's like, no, this isn't an Expendables movie. This is my life, And the same thing with wrestling. But it's like, okay, so that moment of fighting, that personal fighting is over. But then, like, something happens in life where it's like your family needs you, your children need you, people. So it's like you learn that. It's like, God, I got to keep this together more for like.
It's the leadership and mentoring phase of life, and you have to maintain some semblance of that capable man.
Yeah.
And because that's part of the trust that your people will have in you.
Mm-hmm. Also, just your body, like. Yeah, if you want it to last long, I think you do have to just move it. And it's a weird thing.
Mobility is the number one.
It's just
metric.
life. Like, think about if we were cavemen, it's like no matter what, yes, the younger people will help grandma and grandpa, but grandma and grandpa still have to probably make a fire and go get what, it's meant to
it's
move.
Even physics. Movement is life. And when you cease moving, life eventually departs, right?
Yeah. But I think... Yeah, I just think it's always a weird, like, these moments where you go up and down of, like, oh, I'm in good fitness now, and then I kind of fall off, and now I'm working. It's like, yeah, I've done that throughout Dude, that's my workout plan is called yo-yo, It's like, I'm going to turn into a fat piece of shit, and then I'm going to get crazy in shape. But I think that's your moments of your life, like, you kind of figure them out, like, what is that motivation right now?
Yeah.
And it's hard because it used to be, it's like, fuck yeah, that guy, I'm going to impress this fucking girl. Mm-hmm. But those don't work the same.
Oh, no.
You got Bill from accounting at work. You're going to hang a picture of him in your gym and just doing bench. It's like you don't have that same drive,
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, finding that, and again, like looking at the family and thinking about like, okay, well, what's life going to look like in 5 to 10 years? Like, that's going to be a 10-year-old child in 10 years. Like, I better be able to fucking go do some shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like the guy sitting on the fucking, in the bleachers watching.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to be active in the child's life, right? And, like, I think that's really the motivation I have now is, like, oh, I got to actually, like, I got to get into, because I think right now I'm old, and I'm beat up, and my knees don't work quite as well, and I crack every time I take a step, and my lungs aren't quite there.
I make fuck sounds when I tie my shoes.
Yeah, yeah, dude. I sound like.
Are you getting laid over there? No, just lacing up my
double knot.
Yeah, dude. I sound like a fucking pug. Yeah, walking upstairs, but I still think I can get into it.
Yeah,
I got time, to kind of reach the. I got probably a few years before I'm going to start really dipping off. So, and with modern medicine and TRT, I think we can get this course corrected.
Yeah.
So I think the plan is to just get juicy.
I think I get so wet.
For the next 40 years.
Yeah, I'm just going to get fucking ridiculous. I mean, to a certain point, maybe I'll taper off when I get to where I want to feel.
Yeah.
But being able to go out and like actually carry a fucking rucksack and go into the back country, as we always say.
Yeah, and they get heavier because there's a period where your kids can't carry their own shit, and you're excited to take them. So you're like, all right, I'll carry your food, your water. You got to carry your sleeping bag. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's
you actually have to peak out a little bit in the next 5 to 8 years.
yeah. It's all good, dude. I got it. Talk to Dr. Sam. He's gonna hook it up.
Yeah.
Also, your kid growing up and starting to walk will be like
a little bit of a
yeah. But like Tobin's saying, it's like you want to do stuff, but it's like once she starts running around, and then it's like that 4 or 5. You can play soccer. It's like, when's the last time you fucking played soccer? Like you will be taking the first steps alongside with her as she takes her own. It is like a workout plan too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, see, baby, I'm the goalie. I just stay right here.
Yeah.
Get one past me. Good luck.
Yeah. But once again, that's the motivation for what's changing.
Yeah.
But it's also you too. It's like, Jordan looks good with the 6-pack.
Oh yeah,
you get the enjoyment of feeling.
You remember that one time?
Cabo 97, dude.
Dude, that's the thing. I've always had a body like Fedor.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, just like it's like, oh, you are way more athletic and your abilities far surpass the way you look.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. People are always surprised when they find out you're super athletic.
Like, God damn.
Like, dang, Jordan, what?
He's really flexible for a big guy.
Never thought you had that in you, buddy.
Yeah. I've been blessed with troll body as well, dude.
Yeah, dude.
We're a unique club.
I'm so hard. I just have to have padding around me for the world.
That's right. This is for you guys.
Yeah, they bubble wrapped me instead of the world. That was the problem.
Yeah. It's Eastern European stock, dude.
Dude, yeah, I was ready for cold winters.
Dude, the only way I have, yeah. I'd have to be concentration camp, like skinny, to get abs to show.
Oh,
I
dude,
would, I'd have to go to Auschwitz for 2 months.
You know what's funny is I know I am descended of like cold forest people, but I came with no insulation.
Yeah.
I
dude, you
fucking
better get
we know.
You need to get a bear.
Yeah, we know, dude.
You need to fucking wrap yourself in animal skin to stay warm.
Yes, I need some bear grease.
Do you remember the one time we were podcasting in my garage and Tobin's telling us, so you're telling us about fucking how to get in shape and you're like, you just gotta want it. As you're eating pie, like Daniel brought his pie, and it's like, dude, I am not eating pie. And
this machine needs calories, Mike.
I know.
I need like 5,000 calories a day just to maintain 170 pounds.
I'm so efficient. Like, dude.
You just gotta want it harder.
Yeah, dude, I haven't been 170 pounds since the fucking summer of 7th grade. This guy, like...
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. I'm just over here running the furnace.
Yeah.
That is a weird thing about growing up, though, too, is like when you enter that first phase of like fighting, like that teenager years where you're starting to be like, you like weightlifting, you want to, you're starting to develop like body image and stuff like that. I feel like as a little kid, you didn't really care about that much, but then it got to a point where it's like, dude, I wish I was taller, sleeker, or like I had bigger thigh. Like, that's when you start to see people kind of, you start that want for.
Yeah.
And I think once again, it's that fighting for yourself. Those are you, like, it's very rare someone's my 600-pound life. And then at 50, they're like, dude, I'm going to get shredded. It's always you develop that Arnold, that workout that warrior usually at a young age.
Yeah, it's fun because Christy's boys are there and Nathan is also like, he's 14, so he's just hitting that phase too, where it's like he went out probably for like 3 months. He was going out to the shop every night and lifting weights, not really knowing what he was doing, just kind of fucking around. But because he's at that age, muscle just came on.
Yeah.
And so then he saw it, and now he's like, oh, fuck.
That's all I got to do.
He's like, shit, if I just go out there and do this and eat right and do what, you know what I mean? Like, just do a few things that your parents tell you for the sake of health, and the muscle just piles on. So he's having that fun, like when you start to experience your body as strong for the first time.
Yeah, natural steroids.
Yeah.
Basically. Like
yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's chock full of growth hormone and testosterone.
Yeah, dude, he's primed right now. Yeah. It's just a matter of doing it.
I'm about to be.
Yeah, I'm joining you, buddy. Mine's coming from the tip of a needle, though.
To be. Yeah.
Might do guinea pigs. Show me the way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's coming. That's coming for me as well. I just know that, like, at some point. But, again, like, just doing those warm-ups and truly going in the beginning of practice, like, dude, we're 13 minutes in, brother. Like, what are you doing? We're jogging. We just did a wheelbarrow.
Yeah, we're at. You know, what's funny is now saying that we're at like the opposite, or at least I am, where the teenage boys are feeling themselves as strong for the first time, and at 45, I'm starting to feel my body like weaken for the first time since I was 14, and like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is that? Like, it's kind of falling apart a little bit.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's
the cycle.
Way of,
This is the wave. I get it, but it's like it's tough to swallow, but also it's sort of like, it's just an interesting realization to have. Like, oh, this is the point where you maintain what you have, because there ain't no getting it back.
But I guess my big fear of getting to that point is not gaining the skill sets that I need to do what I enjoy, like, for the longevity of my life, right? So at some point you can, you know, it's like wrestling or jiu-jitsu, right? Like, you can really, like, extend your career in those things, being super physical, knowing a fuck ton. It's like, yeah, you know,
yes. When I went into the office, I basically stopped working with tools and started working on a computer, but as an electrician.
Yeah. So, like, you know, I look at, like, you know, Christy's boys and your boys, and it's like, yeah, guess what? You guys got a long time before you're going to be able to fuck me up. But it's not because I'm in better shape. It's just because I know more, you know.
That's that
like,
arrow, baby. That's the arrow.
Yeah, so that's the sharpness in your mind, right? But at the same time, like, there's so many things that I look like I want to go do, and I'm worried that, like, not having the knowledge locked away and perfected already at some point is going to keep me from being able to do those things. And, like, you know, like, I look at, like,
the parallel bars.
Like, what well, I mean, just think of like surfing. Guess what? Surfing's out the fucking window.
Nah, it's
you
not.
know what I mean? Well,
you
not
get a
yet.
longboard.
Not yet.
You don't even live by the beach, dude.
I'm just saying.
You're like, I'm not an astronaut. No shit.
That kind of thing, like those windows, it is, you hit to a certain point in life and those windows start closing. Because it's like the amount of skill it's going to take me, the amount of like my body is going to have to, like, make up for the lack of skill I have, right? You don't see a guy, like, going out at 60 and learning how to surf, but you see 60-year-olds surfing. Those 60-year-olds are not doing it for the first time. They've been doing it for the last fucking 40 years. Yeah. Or 60 years, right? That doesn't math there.
Don't worry about it.
You
Don't count.
You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but no, go ahead, sorry.
So that like skill set, like, transfers, and, like, your efficiency and your ability to kind of, like, get through and be able to do these things for a long time. You're not going to be able to start anew as easily. You can always start something new. You're just not going to be able to do it quite as easily. And that's the, you know, like, somebody coming into jiu-jitsu at 50, they're going to take their body's going to take a fucking toll, you know, as opposed to somebody who's been doing it forever and is 50 years old. You know what I mean? Like, True. There's a difference. And that's, I guess, where I'm saying that is, like, I want to make sure I'm, like, enjoying the stuff and want to get the knowledge under my belt for those things. right? The hunting. I'll never feel like I have enough hunting knowledge to be able to like, but it's like, oh, I can.
It's a forever practice, though.
Yeah, but I.
But so is like surfing. That's like the fun of it. It's like, yeah, there's a million that I would love to do some crazy skydive. It's like, yeah, I could probably do it, but it's like, is it what I really want to do? You know? And it's like, no, the things I do enjoy are the things that I like.
Have been doing.
Yeah, that's part of it
Yeah.
in the craft, and you get better at those, which doesn't mean you're not open to new experiences, but like, I mean, that's the joy of life, is getting to pick your path a little bit. And it's like, you know what? Fucking, I do want surfing. It's like, you know what? Let's move the family down to Oregon by the coast, and I get a new job, you know? It's like, yeah, you can fucking do whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like, then you're giving up more on that hunting life, and which is fine. It's choose your passion. And that 70-year-old that comes to jiu-jitsu for the first time, or 50-year-old, it's like, yeah, they're probably not good at jiu-jitsu, and it's going to be rough, but I guarantee you they spent their time doing something else. And in a way, there's something they do that you're going to be like, fuck, I wish I spent time doing that.
And that's the thing, is like, I guess where I'm saying is, I hope that my cup is filled by the time, you know, we're talking like we can't do anything. That's the goddamn lie, right?
Your cup will be.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sitting here sort of like listening to what you're saying, but through the lens of having just also lived kind of through it. Because I think like, important to know is that you're at the beginning of the hardest phase of your life, which is little kids.
Yeah.
So it's like the next 10 to 12 years are going to be all of your most of your time and energy will be spent between work and little kids. And so all of the hobbies get as much. I fought it too, and I hated it because I just wanted to go ride my fucking bike. Like, I was so into mountain biking, and so like in my mind it would just like replay and replay and replay, and it's all I wanted to do. But then there's a point where I'm just breaking into it now, where my youngest is 10 going on 11, and it's like, oh, they can go do stuff now, and they're little dudes with personalities that are pretty fun, and it's like, just know there's a backside, but you're entering into the hardest years.
Yeah. Well, and I have a girl, so I heard the teenage years really suck.
Maybe. Yeah. I think that'll be based on your relationship with her.
I'm joking. I'm just saying teenage girls are.
But tomboys are the coolest. Like, that's what you want. That's why they say, like, a bad dad and the girl ends up on the pole. You know, but a good dad is just spending time. A dad that takes his daughter hunting and shows her ways to survive and talks about life and gives her experiences and teaches her things. Spends time duck hunting, fish, you know, even the stuffs that are so ungirly, but there are girls that get into it.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like those experiences are what's going to, like, you can keep doing what you want to do, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there will be a point when you sort of figure out, there was like this point of just leaping into doing me for the rest of my life. And it's a little bit scary, and I have to confront that fear of not knowing for sure where the next paycheck is coming from. But also, I'm only doing things that are fun.
Yeah.
And it's like, holy fuck, life is fucking cool right now.
Yeah. Life rips.
Yeah.
Life rips.
And I got there by realizing worst case scenario is just deer camp.
Yeah, forever.
What the fuck was I afraid of? Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I always tell myself. It's like, could you live in the woods in a tent? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is everything going to be okay?
Yeah.
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 I could live in the woods in a tent until my cabin was finished built.
Yeah. Get one of those bougie like canvas fucking cabin tents with a wood stove. Like, could
I got to go to the trading post and get some wax.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
I can afford it. I think I can do it.
You see those videos on Instagram where it's like Mongolians
what did you do
living
today?
in Earths?
I hung out in my tent next to my wood stove, drank some coffee, read a book, smoked some pot.
That's it. Well,
what are you doing tomorrow? Same.
Yeah.
Dude, I think that's how Ted Kaczynski wrote his manifesto.
Yeah.
He just stayed in his hut.
Give me 2 years.
For 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I'll do the same.
Yeah, that like sounds so nice. Like going into a place. But the thing is, this is the shit thing, right? Like being you can just go do it on land. Go find property and just go do it. You don't even have to fucking own the property. It can just be somewhere.
Squatter.
And it's like, I mean, you could go into a fucking national park and do this. You could go, I mean, the amount of fucking...
Where we go deer hunting, you could just go out there with a wall tent or something like what the Army called a GP medium, which was made out of this thick, like kind of plasticky canvas so that it lasts forever. It's never
tarp.
going to... Yeah. And you put up a fucking tent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we're...
I don't like yes, and then what you okay? Let's imagine this out. You got to make a grocery store run once a week to fill up your coolers with ice and stuff to eat. How much money do you really need?
Yeah, I mean, not a lot, but you could retire pretty early. The thing is like when you go into that world. So this is why I always like thinking about like the apocalypse happening and like just like a fallout of society and living this like post-apocalyptic life is like, okay, how nice would it be just to be able to breathe? At that point, right? And I guess I always imagine that with a capable physical body, right? But being able to go out into the woods, like build a shelter and just be, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's why people get drawn to like, you know, Alone, the TV shows like Alone or you know, whatever.
That's why I think about
Outdoorsman.
like even like a 5-day hunting trip, how hard it is to come back. That feeling of driving back into civilization, you're just like, fuck.
Yeah.
I just want to go back to camp.
Makes you think, like, yeah, you said apocalypse. What if you had like a 1/8 apocalypse? You know, say it's like not the full thing, and like this.
Let's say the Iranians and Israelis kill each other off.
Yeah,
we're down to 7/8 population.
No, but say like war kind of starts to get nuts, and it's like power starts getting rationed to like the community. Say for
oh, buddy, that's coming real fast.
but say 2 hours a day, and then it's like, well, then people aren't on
so we're living in
devices.
California.
But also, like, internet goes down, too. It's like there's less social media, less emails, less everything. Do you think a partial apocalypse, in a way, it's like, oh, we can't get info, it might bring people a lot more out, like...
It would be... If the internet got killed tomorrow, it would be a great thing for humanity, I think.
Yeah.
Because you'd be back to your snow globe. Nothing outside your little bubble of reality would be real. Yeah. And think about how, like... Yeah, this war is only real to us on our phone screens.
Yeah.
True.
All the crazy shit that we are consumed with is only real to us on our phone screens. And that's not very real.
I think it's consumed because people can die from a result of it. I think this is a weird an awakening.
But not in Granite Falls right now. So
if you know what I mean? If you haven't looked at your phone, well, that's why kids are running around so happy.
Yeah, no,
they're not looking at the social media, and you know it's like reading the news anymore. Like the social media is like reading the news, except there's a lot more chicks in bikinis. Like it's the same thing. It's like all of a sudden.
It's also the difference between there's an important difference between fear and danger. Like fear can be present anywhere, even when danger is not. So when you're looking at like missile strikes in Iran, you have to ask yourself, is danger present where I am? So then why am I being bombarded with fear from Iran?
Well, I mean, you could be like, I look around me and there's no cougar. Say you're out in the woods, but I hear cracking.
No cougar, no cruise missile.
Yeah, but it's like you hear things in the woods or you're there, and it's like, there is a possibility for you to be attacked. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like just because you're
But sometimes like one time I was out walking Bonnie on the private timberland adjacent the range.
She had no fucking clue.
Yeah, Bonnie was fucking clueless. But I had that, like, the hair on the back of my neck stood up, and I was like, oh shit, something's watching us.
Oh yeah,
dude. Yeah.
But it's like
Bernedoodles are not good early warning systems.
No, dude.
They're just really what they are is decoys to give you a chance to run away.
It's stuff. They look like what's that? The predator call that just flops around. That's all she is.
Dude, that dog.
So what were you saying though?
Danger.
Danger. Yes.
Yeah, but I think like I was saying, like I think if you had a 1/8 like Armageddon, it would be a sense of sigh and relief and stuff. And I
Which
think maybe,
eighth are you calling?
like I said, where the power gets turned on and off, like so the internet starts getting killed.
Did you just
and
mouth
people-
Jews at me?
Yeah,
Jesus, Mike.
well,
Yeah, wow.
but if that starts happening, people wouldn't have, like, say it went back to radio broadcasts only. Like the internet goes down, power's rare. People have to survive. But it's like,
I see 1/8 in terms of like services that we
yeah,
use.
yeah. I still get Netflix on Sunday, but
I can recharge my batteries.
Yeah,
it's a 1/8 apocalypse, dude. But I think if you had like the internet start to go down and stuff, it would maybe, like, what would that do having no like social media, this weird culture, and you went back to like when World War II happened, you get the BBC broadcasting and sending, updates on the war or what's happening.
What's
on the
interesting
home
is
front.
AI grows and grows and grows, and its power consumption grows and grows and grows, and the consumer cost to the individuals like us, it may become. It would be sort of an interesting like duality if the power consumption of AI is what forces humans to limit their consumption of digital bullshit.
The problem is, I think if it gets to that point, the government's going to force us to keep it. They're going to do like Lake Stevens makes you.
I think they're going to make you have a neural link at some point.
They're gonna
sooner
try.
than later. Yeah.
It's like they're
Get one through your butt.
you have to have
I got butt link.
garbage, right? You can't opt out of having garbage.
Right.
Waste management is something you have to have in the city.
Really?
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
so you have to pay
100%.
$150.
Well, you don't have to have waste management. You have to have a garbage service, and there's only one.
No, it's waste management.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because waste management side, so it's $150 a month you have to pay, regardless, right? So you're paying
The
that
worst
bill.
customer service.
You're paying that bill, no fucking matter what. So I think they're going to do something very similar with, like, it's going to come for the internet. They're going to be like, oh, well, we actually have every house has to be hooked up.
Yeah,
to,
you're not boosted, buddy. You can't.
efficiency monitor, and we're going to monitor all of your, your internet is now something that's going to be given to you not by a bunch of different companies, but it's going to be,
Rationed.
Yeah, North Korea's provider. Yeah. Here's your 10 minutes of internet, sir.
Dude,
Yeah.
I think it's coming, but they're going to make you have a certain service, and like services are going to get like, oh, this
Social credit is what you're talking about.
yeah, and it's coming for
But
us.
your boy Trump's letting this happen?
Yes.
My boy Trump and I haven't talked to him in a minute, but he's doing some wild shit. I will admit, I enjoy a majority of it, but it's not what I thought it was going to be.
I think it's full on obvious that Trump is bringing in the control state.
It's just happening, and he's president.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
He was a patriot, but now he's
a controlled asset, and he's bringing in the control state, and all the MAGA guys are going to cheer for it because they are the opposite polarity of the LGBTQ. They don't have their own thoughts; they have downloaded behaviors.
I think he's just getting money thrown at him. He was a business guy. He was a personality, but like everyone says
playing his
no,
role.
and he keeps saying yeah. And like his son,
The target was always 2030, so of course his first term was different because now we are in the end game.
But I feel like Kushner is like he's the new fucking Epstein. Like he's a fixer. He's making so much happen with the Trump administration and government and relations, especially Israel. And it's like I think this is family. This is just taking money. This is what families and kings have done, throughout time. I just see Trump's in it, and everyone thought it would be like, oh, he's a savior, he's this, and it's just like, this is politics or fucking kings and queens.
Yeah, this is
this is
right.
just what happens.
Exactly why, like, the shit I buy and the stuff I'm interested in, it always ends up being like I'm a fucking like mid-century trapper. I buy shit like I'm a trapper from the 1950s.
Got some oilskin tarps,
Dude.
Yep.
Honestly, it's like because that's what I want. I want that life. And it's like with all this shit, it's like, okay, the problem I got to face, and this is the thing that pisses me off, is that because there is so much technology, like I always think if I can just like fucking escape to the woods, nobody will get me. Right, I'll just be in the woods. I can live with my family. I find a little chunk of property. I have maybe a little fishing hole. I got some fucking deer running around. Life's gonna be good. And then I'm like, but how do I deal with night vision and thermal? like,
but I do need to recharge my thermal optic.
Yeah, but that's the problem. Is like these guys, like they got this stuff. The technology is out there that like they have all this shit. They're gonna come find me because I'm going to be sleeping in my little tent, and they're going to fucking come through. And it's like, I'm just trying to raise a goddamn family out here.
Would Jenny be a yes or no for being barefoot on a dirt floor cabin?
Oh, I think yes.
Yes. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, the thought might end up being Alaska bound for that life.
Oh, shit.
We'll see.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Been watching a
yeah, I
lot
was
of-
going to say, find you a woman who will say yes to a bear or a dirt floor cabin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even better if she's down with it.
Sweeping
being
it.
up in Alaska. Yeah.
Am I right, bro? Yeah. No, I think there's like there's that adventure in her, which is fun to like be able to have that thought of like, hey, well, you know, it's like, let's get this is fucking city. You know, she gets conspiracy theories going, but you know, most of the time it's like, you know,
She's like, baby, these Jews. You're like, whoa.
yeah.
Mike said 1/8 apocalypse. That's not what we meant.
Yeah.
He meant the internet.
Yeah. Same thing. Yeah, it's been fun to kind of daydream about that shit, but like, I wouldn't mind figuring out some way to get property, much like you guys have, and then you know, how to make that work, how to make that life work where you have like, and that's the other thing we were talking about. It's like you don't need to own it, but it helps, I guess, when you're just like going, hey, this is what I'm gonna do, and like now I'm playing by the rules, and I own this thing, and I have, you know, made a thing that this is mine. Because when you have 30 acres like that, you're not going to have 30, 40, 50, 60 acres. You got trees around you. You're not really going to have people coming down on you for your building permits, right?
Yeah.
You start building a fucking cabin, and maybe in a couple lifetimes they're going to say, hey, this is pretty damn close to, and at that point it's like, this is grandfathered in.
This is
bitch.
4,000 square feet.
Yeah, what are we doing? Yeah. So, I mean,
How did you guys sneak a 5-bedroom septic in here?
yeah, what the fuck? No, this is in the middle of the woods.
That is the crazy thing about having, like, when people retire and it's like, oh, I've worked all this time and I'm going to cash out. I'm going to sell my house. I'm going to cash out all my retirements, collect as much money as I can do. And it's like people either go to, like, you know, like a Florida or a retirement community. Like when I think of the ultimate, like, what do you do in retirement? It's either you go to a retirement community or an area that's lived that's kind of provided, or it's like
Get
you
as
go
far fucking away from everything as possible.
You go
Yeah.
move to that mountain cabin. And, you know, it's like that's always Grandpa's in the mountains. We're going to go visit Grandpa, you know? Mm-hmm. But it's like, yeah, that solitude, that solace, that, like, it's different. It's weird to think that someone would be like, oh, I want to retire next to everyone else. This is my dream, to live next to a million people in this city condo. Or it seems in my head more normal to be like, I'm retired, I'm done. What do I want to do? I want a rowboat with no one else out on the lake and just hang out in this picturesque area. Mm-hmm. So it seems almost like it's against, like, human nature, or like to want to retire and finish somewhere that's just completely inhabited.
But that's the
So
thing.
it's
That's why we need all these fucking liberals.
I will
To
well,
live
hang
in
on.
the city.
I'm daydreaming over here, so this may be completely unrelated to what Mike's saying. But it would be fun to go over around where we go deer hunting and build just a fucking dirt floor log cabin that we could go just hang out in. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it would just be like a getaway.
Yeah. Well, not
And
even.
you don't need permission to do that. You just go fucking do it.
Well, that's the thing. Is like I've walked up in the middle of the
same.
woods on cabins and just gone like, this motherfucker's living.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go any closer because I'm a little scared.
Someone's in there with no skin on.
Yeah.
But also, it's not wrong to be like, okay, somebody built that. Let's give them this, 200 feet or 100 feet of.
They obviously don't want to be by me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I like the way they roll. I'll give them a little space.
Yeah. So it's like that lifestyle, and it's like, this is definitely public land. Like, and I've ran into the guys that did it.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You gonna do it?" I was like,
You build your first.
It's a great idea.
He's like, I'm on board for sure. It's like, oh, it's a hunting cabin. It's like, yeah, that looks like it's got plumbing. Like, yeah, that's the dream. Like, I watch videos on YouTube, because I'm such a mountain man, of these people, like, they're the videos that it's like no sound, it's just them. Every once in a while you hear like an axe.
Yeah.
Or like, and it's like
ASMR camping.
pretty much. But
yeah.
they're out and they're building cabins. Like, it's like there's a kid who took 6 years and he built a fucking cabin from scratch and filmed the whole thing, and everything was done with hand tools.
Oh, is it called Kyle's Cabin?
I have no fucking idea.
Okay, there's a cool YouTube channel.
Young
called,
kid.
Yeah, I think so.
And so
Is he in like Minnesota or something like that?
no, this guy's in Europe.
Oh shit. Okay.
He goes and he takes saws and axes and cuts down trees, drags them to where he's going to build this fucking cabin, starts building. At the beginning of it, it is a young boy. At the end of it, he has a wife.
Like, are you serious?
Yeah, it took him 6
Hell yeah.
years. And next thing you know, like he's, they're making food on a fucking, it's like, that guy did it right.
That's badass.
Like, and then you go, okay, well, where and how could you do that here in Washington with the fucking government leaving you alone?
You'd have to go just deep in
You
the
just
national
you'd have to
forest
go
where they don't go.
buy
but
property and just do it.
Then, yeah.
Like, unless you went into the deep forest, but then you're waiting at the drop of a fucking hat to have all of that work just taken away from you. Somebody
you would have to understand that the building is the joy.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And that
but-
it could all go away in a second.
But and I mean, that's life, right? But like the thought of being able to like have land that's going to be protected, where they're not going to get up your ass about permits and all the other shit that comes along with it. Because you could go out, you could buy 30 acres of property that is wooded, and you're gonna have to pay $200,000, $250,000, and it's like you have to come up with 50% of that to be able to buy the fucking thing out front. Like,
Yeah.
so
The core problem there is it shouldn't cost money to live like a human being. That's where we're at with, like, in all of this modern world control system, fucking economic slavery bullshit, is that if you look outside, it costs a bird no money to be a bird and a squirrel no money to be a squirrel.
They just get a
It's super fucking expensive to be a human being, when at the end of the day, most of us would be really fucking happy with a cabin we built ourselves with a hand axe.
Yep.
A little bit of running water in the creek, some meat to put on the barbecue, and everybody is fucking peachy keen.
Yep. 100%. And that's the life I want, and that's the life I think that most people want. And we could do it. The problem is in society with like more and more people, and the way the government is, and again, I think there are a certain amount of people like that want to be near other people. Like, I do. I know I do. I want to have stuff like
neighbors.
this. I want to
You want
have
to have
like
family and friends.
you want to have people you can rely on, people you trust, people that are going to have your back in times of need. And that's, but that doesn't necessarily mean like you have to be on top of each other. And that's the like people, I think actually at some point that happens less.
I wonder if this is the collapse of the Industrial Revolution. Like, because that's what life kind of, even though it was feudal society and there was a lot of tyrants and kings and serfs and all that bullshit, but the Industrial Revolution led to cities and this sort of disconnectedness from community. And I wonder if what we are living through right now is the collapse of that, because human beings don't do well without community.
Dude, this is. Hey, can we take a pee break?
Yes.
Because that's a perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hit it.
Okay.
Hit it.
Growing up as a kid, you could go to the dump. You always went to the dump with your dad.
Yeah.
Go to the dump with your mom. You probably live in Louisiana.
Yeah, dump
or
runs were
somewhere.
pretty fun.
Yeah, but you used to be able to go like you. It wasn't like these pit or like you go to now, and it's like a transfer station. You just throw your trash over a ledge, and it goes into a truck bed or something.
Oh, into a dumpster.
But it used to be you go to the dump, and it was like a landfill.
It was like throwing it off a fucking cliff.
Yeah.
You're like, hell yeah, we got some shower doors. We're gonna throw this shit like a frisbee.
Yeah.
It was fun times.
It's like
And
that
so-
Red Bull plane.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
But you go to the dump, and it's like it would just pull your truck up into this area and throw your trash out, and they get a huge dozer and they just start scooping it. But you used to be able to get out, and you could go digging, a little dumpster dive, a little landfill diving, and you could get shit, dude. And the amount of weird shit you'd go to, like, you take everything, dump, and you'd be like, "Oh, I got a new radio flyer wagon."
Do you remember the episode when he said he wants a pet raccoon?
Yeah, I'm full
Starting-
circle, brother.
Dude, Joe Dirt. Joe Dirt.
Yeah.
Baby Mike's Joe Dirt. But yeah.
Hell yeah, this chicken ain't even bad yet.
Yeah, dude. Dirty Mike.
Dude, going to the dump was fun, dude. You'd come home with little treasures. A BB gun.
Yeah.
Something someone didn't eat because it's
This was perfectly good.
Yeah.
What the hell, dude? Yeah, sure, the stock's cracked, but
Smells a little funny.
nothing a little tape will take care of. These fucking guys, dude. Yeah, one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, I just can't believe you guys didn't do
Who
this
coined
when
that
you
term?
were- Me? Look what I got.
Dad, can I keep it?
Yeah, I remember I got a sled there one year. Like, but it was a nice
Yeah, it was a fucking 1978 fucking Pontiac.
Radio flyer. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
running-
like those, but it was nice. It was wood. Everything was good. You
Is that
could
the one in
steer
your
it.
shed to this day?
No, it's not that one.
I was like, you motherfucker.
That's my dump sled.
Oh, that there? Did I ever tell you how I got that?
It ended up breaking eventually, but
Yeah.
it lasted a good 5 years. Those were. Have you guys ever done that? You ever have? Do you do much sledding as a kid?
Oh yes, on those. Okay, so those same logging roads above Concanelli, we used to go sled those. Me and my dad on a runner sled. You could go so fucking fast down those
Dude,
roads.
is that what's a runner
it's like
sled?
hard. It's like the radio flyer one
Where
that had
it
the two
has
red.
the wood
yes.
where you
yeah,
can.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we fucking broke a couple of those things
Dude.
because we would go too fast, and
Yeah.
then you'd hit like the water bars.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you'd launch.
Yeah, then they fucking throw them in the dump, and then you go grab them and run them for another couple years.
yeah.
Well, that was me. Like growing up, it's like, oh, you would have sleds that were like those plastic little tubes or
Also,
toboggan style.
sledding is equally one of the most exciting experiences in a child's mind and most disappointing experiences, like because they're looking at their front yard and it's like, oh, I'm gonna go sled, and then you get like it's like 2.5 seconds the sled is actually moving, and then you're down in the ditch by the road. And you're
Yeah.
like,
It's a cold, wet bitch out here,
yeah.
I
dude.
got walk up.
yeah. My hands are already wet.
See, we had a fucking sled hill that was like, sure, it shot right out onto a fucking road, but
Oh yeah.
it was probably 300 yards long, and
shit.
you'd
Okay.
fucking. I remember a couple kids had the radio flyer,
Runner sleds. Yeah,
Yeah.
toboggan. A toboggan.
a toboggan, and
Yeah.
you know, towards the end, when you knew it was getting time to fucking call it quits, you'd start seeing sparks come off that bitch.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
we're getting through the ice crust now, boys. We're dragging asphalt. I gotta go home and sharpen this bitch.
Yeah, dude, that was good times.
Yeah.
I missed that.
But that's a difference. Like, yeah, if you've done some sledding, you've done some compactor, like you said, even urban sledding. Like most of us, you know, it's like, oh, it's a snow day, it's all fluffy. But when you live in like next to a city or there's a road that just gets compact and doesn't melt, the sun never hits it, dude, you take a sled down an ice chute like that, that's when it really starts to kick in. And it's those type of sleds that your boy took home from the dump. Like you're saying, those rails on them, it's just two skis. You know, and you
Ice
go
skates.
from yeah,
that's what it is. It's two long ass ice skates with some wooden slats between it. It's like fucking grip it and rip it, kid.
You pulled too hard and it'll turn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dude, yeah.
And so you take me as a young boy who's gone from the plastic toboggan style into now.
Yeah.
I've got the bike from Ghost Rider with Nicolas Cage. She's running hot,
Yeah,
dude.
dude. Yeah.
You get into some very dangerous moments.
Oh, yeah,
like sledding. Sledding, I am so surprised. Like, there's not more stats about people dying sledding. Like, it is, you're hitting cars, trees.
Oh, dude.
You know, people, other sledders.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when you make that move from, like, you know, that plastic, you're going to throw it away, to that heirloom piece that you're talking about.
That art.
That art, yeah, dude. Because now you're talking metal, and that shit
It's a different speed
rips.
zone. Yeah.
Rips. People can't keep up. You could hit that when there's no snow. Like,
that was always, too, it's like you try and make jumps with your sleds.
Oh, of course.
But they're never really impressive.
No.
Unless-
they were when you were in the air. You were like, holy shit. And they're like, dude, you flew like 4 foot. Like, I had to have been like 10 foot high, right?
Yeah, that was like a 30-foot gap, right? They're like, 6 to 8 inches.
Yeah.
Maybe. You still wiped out.
Dude, well, back in the day, Stevens Pass used to have one of those tube cities,
Oh,
you know,
like
where
the
it's a rope tow and it takes you up on an inner tube. But at the end, so it was like this big trough, but at the end, they would have a 90-degree turn, but it was on a super banked wall. So the wall was maybe 30 feet because it, you know, stayed vertical the whole time so you could turn it. But it was so fun hitting those inner tubes. But I remember one time a girl was walking across.
Oh, no.
We were in Snoqualmie doing it, and she was walking across one of the, like, past the channels. You know, there's like 6 rows going down a hill, and then it turns into a big flat where you kind of slow down and get out. Some fucker, like some fat guy, was on an inner tube, and this thing was still doing a clip, like at the walking landing zone. And I remember a lady was walking. This guy ran into her. He knocked her. She must have done 4 flips in the air because it's a big rubber ball hitting you.
Yeah.
She flew so many times, landed on her back.
God.
The whole operation got shut down. We were there on a youth group thing, and
No
they're
more-
like,
no.
"Oh, pink ice, hang on." So we went and got pizza. But yeah, you can get so fucked up. I know people
What were we going to talk about before pee break?
that the Industrial Revolution is what sparked our new awakening of consciousness.
Did he make that up? Or is
But
that doesn't ring any bells.
Yeah.
well, you were talking about the Industrial Revolution, the end of the Industrial Revolution with what's happening now.
Yeah.
But
You need it to create cities.
let's finish this
Yeah.
sledding.
Sledding.
Yeah.
This interesting sledding story.
I believe, like the inner tube stuff is proof that, like, you don't need a lot to have good time.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. You
Because-
need a greased ass cookie tin.
yeah, I mean, let's be real. Like, when you get
Dude,
up,
you should go to the dump with me. There's a lot of good times
dude,
to be
I'm
had.
telling you, like, you know, an inner tube in the summer.
Oh.
Guess what? You're floating fucking rivers, having a hoot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in the winter, if you have a fucking chairlift, good fucking luck. That's the only thing that makes it better, and that's why
Yeah, or a rope tow.
right now, and I'm gonna fuck it. I'm all these entrepreneurs that listen to this show. I'm giving you a little hint. Buying land on hills is cheap.
yeah.
I want to build a
Oh, yeah.
fucking place where it snows. I want to build a bunch of, like, tiny homes and get like 30 or 40 acres on a hill in eastern Washington, and then build a rope tow for that, and just have a
just
sledding
get
hill.
Yeah, an old station wagon.
Dude.
You hook it up to the old wheel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this-
dude. There's redneck rope tows. Used to be a thing, dude.
Yeah.
There was a sledding hill just outside of Okanagan where kids' dads who had snowmobiles would tow everybody up the hill.
Hell yeah.
And it was an actual legit long sledding hill.
Yeah.
And then you'd go down, get hooked up on the rope behind the snowmobile, get towed back up, and do that for a couple hours.
Yeah, that is the shit. If you could do that, and it was like a safe way where some kids could like just grab onto the rope and just get sled up the fucking hill, and then and then you're like, okay, now that we got a little operation happening here, there's a bunch of little cabins you can rent.
Be the best Airbnb ever.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Or just for yourself, like, dude, an old station wagon, like from Vacation, the Wally wagon.
Oh yeah,
just on blocks, but that rear tire's off and that rope's running around that rim.
Hell yeah,
a couple pulleys, dude. You got a fucking slope. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yep, that would be the shit. But I mean, like I said, like
is that how I finally get to make my ski school movie?
Yes.
Someone's challenging me for the mountain. Yeah, this is my lift.
It's just the three of us. Ski school was way better when it had boobs.
Yeah. Well,
still can.
Yeah, if I don't get in shape soon enough, it'll have them. It'll have them.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, we totally went sledding. Well, actually, I think it was the hot dump.
It was
talk.
the dump.
It was the hot dump talk.
Yeah. Listen, I get excited about a dump run too.
But I think, the Industrial Revolution formed cities. I mean, we had cities in the past. Here, straight into it. Because I was thinking about this piece.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
Industrial Revolution shaped cities. Because we're talking about if you go to retire. Some people
what I'm saying
retire.
is we are community-wise and humanity-wise, or at least in Western civilization, we're seeing like the degradation of our experience on the backside of the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah.
I think that comes from regulation, though, not out of like.
Yeah, you're right.
Human.
You're right. I was actually talking to Christy the other day because she uses Claude pretty heavily for her work, and she's become like pretty expert at directing it to do things like market research, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I was saying like there's we think of AI as like this evil thing that's going to turn into Skynet, blah, 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 control state, using AI, but there's also
new Google search.
Yeah, there's an alternative view, which is that AI could make, like, if it were unrestricted and if we got rid of the giant restrictor plate that sits on top of us, which is our current form of government, there's a whole other like alternative where AI leads to the golden age, because things like it actually leads to abundance for literally everybody. Not just the few. Like the current system funnels abundance to the few and leaves most of the masses struggling, but we don't need to live that way. That's a created system.
Do you think that's because it just sorts the information in a more palatable
It could
way?
lead to like an over efficiency of manufacturing, farming, so that all of your physical needs, like your food, water, shelter, are sort of just taken care of by this hyper efficient system.
Yeah.
And when there's enough for everybody, you just let everybody have enough. You know what I mean? Like, hey, there's no more charge for clean water because the AI and the robots do it so efficiently that it's not really even a concern. So you just get clean water piped to your house for free.
But that's the problem, is like understanding that's somebody is making money on that, and figuring out how to get those people out of the way. But
I think it's coming because AI is also leading to like this increase in transparency. Like sooner or later, somebody's going to hack the entire Epstein list and put it all out there, and then they're going to hack every senator.
Yeah, but then
I think the
then it's going to be up to who to fucking go deal with it. Well, and that's the problem.
The faith in the system is falling apart.
The faith in the system hasn't been there on either side for a long time.
But people are still consenting out of fear because they're afraid that if they don't consent to the game, they'll get a letter from the IRS. That's what this all boils down to. The system still exists because everybody's afraid to just say, no, I'm not paying my taxes and I'm not following these rules.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's it.
100%.
That's literally it. But as the system shows itself as weaker and weaker and less capable, which it is, and it's largely due to tech advances, making like the proliferation of information more and more, like their transparency is coming whether you like it or not. And it's due to people being able to use these tools now to hack anything. So all your information everybody needs to accept that everything's going to be public here in about 10 years because nobody's going to be able to hide anything unless, you know what I mean? So
a lot of cameras catching me doing some questionable shit.
Yeah. Yeah. But also there's going to be no more hiding right now there are gatekeepers who can hide. Because they have enough money and they have enough resources that the game they created, go figure, they're winning at because they have the resources to win within the game. Their game is falling apart.
So then,
and I don't know what it's going to look like on the backside. I'm just saying, like, the U.S. dollar is collapsing.
Yeah.
So like,
we've been saying it for how long have we been talking about fucking gold and silver on this fucking show?
Yeah, but even that we don't know. Like, if you say, "Hey, I'll give you 2 silver bars for a cow," and the guy with the cow says, like, what am I going to fucking do with 2 silver bars? Well, I don't want
you could give them to the next guy to get your own cow.
Yeah.
I'll buy him back. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, so what? You would just have Big Daddy AI be like no politicians. That is the government.
This isn't like a fully thought out system. This is like a broad. I was like, fuck. I could also see a scenario in which, because AI takes some of the mundane, like, again, Christy has it do market research. She has it run statistics. You can have it draft like your
business plans. It
can
do all the things.
You can return that shit in 10 minutes. So all these sort of like mundane tasks that are filled with.
But that gets rid of government workers then, right?
But that gets rid of a lot of workers. So then, and that's why I was saying, like, if we get to a
But also, if you get to the point where you're sitting there with 10,000 cows.
What am I doing?
And yeah, exactly. And you're like, well, I have all this fucking, like, do you guys want a half a beef? Okay, yeah, fine. I don't. They just keep having babies, so I don't know. Here, take half.
Yeah, it's like they just do natural stuff out there.
Yeah.
It would be weird to see that like affect the market, because how much money is given to politics? If you gave Big Daddy AI the ability to control it, and so it's like you really don't need politicians as much.
I think
and bribery wouldn't happen in allowing and zoning as much. It would kind of deregulate,
and because it can maximize efficiency of every system, whether it's farming or textile manufacturing, it can literally create food and goods at the lowest cost ever, because it can all be robotic,
just like our government.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Well,
oh my god,
dude! The thing is like look at how sometimes you ever see the power struggle of like a parent and a kid.
Yeah.
And like when the kid starts to get to the point where it's like you really can't fucking do anything.
Yeah.
And they start. So that's, and then it takes a bit for the parent to kind of figure out, and it's like they can go one of two ways, right? They can fucking like go, okay, well, this is how we're doing things. If you don't like it, you can leave, or they come down like a fucking iron fist, and nothing fucking happens. And everybody's miserable, right? How do you think the government's going to act to the people when the people start seeing through it?
Oh yeah,
and go
any entity when it's dying,
they're gonna fucking
it's gonna
try
grasp.
And
it's
grasp
coming.
And
that's what we're experiencing right now.
Exactly,
we're experiencing the death throw. It's a drowning victim that's trying to grab onto anything it can.
Yeah, and that is a scary scenario for anybody willing to be within the grasp, right? And that's why I think just cold cutting ties is the easiest thing to do.
That's what I'm saying.
Which is why
stop paying your taxes.
You guys need to get conibear traps.
Yeah,
and
hand axes. Let's go. We're building this wood cabin or this log cabin.
Up my beaver pelt ratio.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna live like John Bridger.
Is that one of those 6 Below guys?
No, it's somebody from like the Revenant.
Oh,
the
movie?
Hugh Glass,
fur trapper pioneer.
Blizzard.
I
said John Blizzard, John Bridger. It's I think like at some point like moving back to a lesser technology and having less of all that shit is going to be better, dude. Like, I love the thought of living in, and we talk about it all the time. I fucking, I say it, it's like since the beginning of this podcast.
And yet we all still have iPhones when we could have flip phones. And
hey, I have an Android.
Yeah.
No, I mean, even that is like, it's too much technology. It's like, at some point we get, so set on it, but
The 80s were probably like the perfect, like 70s and the 80s. It's like when radio and TV was there, but it's like phones were still landlines.
Yeah,
you could get
early
newsprint, but it's like the social.
having a long fucking cable on your phone was the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
you walk into the other room.
You
Yeah.
could go into the kitchen.
Yeah, and you have 2 phones?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have 2 phones. We have one in the living room and one in the kitchen.
That was probably the
Holy
perfect
shit.
merger, like time wise, of still being able to go disappear into the woods, but then also having the right amount of technology to help you really benefit out there. You know?
Yeah, I think that's why you see a different kind of person that lived in the
Right.
in
After
the
after
80s.
Bigfoot raped you, you could crawl to a payphone,
Hell.
call for help from the side of the highway.
Yeah, that's the dream, and the problem that I'm finding more and more now is that, like, to live that life that you want in the space that you want, you need property to do it. You need fucking unregulated property with no rules.
Human beings need space.
And dude, I think that's why, like, you find fucking 1,000 acres for sale in the fucking middle of Wyoming.
Yeah.
And try and get your family to buy and just say, okay, we're going to do this, and this is what we do.
Yeah.
You know, like that would be living on, like, something like that where it was like, okay, we all just live within this community.
Yeah.
That would be the best fucking, by far the best thing. In my mind, like, right, my fantasy is that, right?
Well, I mean, you could sell everything, take a job in Wyoming. You know what I mean? Be
You
like,
wouldn't have
I'm
to take a
making
job
this.
at that point. I mean, you figure out a way to,
True,
like,
but-
make something that you can sell enough of, and just have, like, just a thing where it's like, here is the rules for living in this community, and you say, by rules, I mean you have to contribute, and we have to come up with some way to get a monetary amount to keep up with the fucking taxes to keep the fucking war from happening.
Yeah.
Because we have to pay for the war to not happen, just like every country in the fucking world has to pay to keep from their fucking war happening. And that's what, on like the micro level, is what we would have to do. And that war would be the fucking IRS, the taxes, like coming up with a way to keep the government off our fucking back. Every house has to keep from the fucking war from happening, because, like, what's the war? It's going to be a financial one, or it's going to be imprisonment from you just saying, "Oh, fuck you, I'm done."
Till it just, like, that's what a true imploding society is like, to a point where it gets so bankrupt, or, you know, that even the IRS agent, his checks don't matter. You know, he's only coming out because his check. This is like the Postman. Do you think they're going to make a movie called The IRS Men, where society collapses and he's like, "Hey, here's your
You
bill."
owe us.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. So it's like it has.
I'm just doing my job. I need 3 more years to get my pension.
That's the thing, is, like, when that doesn't happen, the next wave of people who will do that is coming, right?
Could happen,
and that's what the fucking the blue helmets, the fuck.
Washington State did just make it so that non-U.S. citizens can be hired here as police officers and prosecuting attorneys, which means you will have people who have no stake in the Declaration of Independence or the Constitution now working as law enforcement officers.
Yeah, that's a fucking problem.
Mm-hmm.
Call me racist, but I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it. Yeah, no, this is.
I don't
that,
like
that in itself is a unspoken declaration of war against the citizens.
100%. Yeah. Could you imagine getting pulled over and having some fucking person be like,
It doesn't even speak English.
Yeah, doesn't even speak the language.
You're gonna give me a ticket, Pedro?
Has not been educated in the rights of the American citizen.
No, or just doesn't know the culture.
Doesn't give a fuck about.
Doesn't know the culture. Well, because they're gonna go, well, no, this book says this, and I'm fucking using this as what, you know. It's like, well, that book is kind of bullshit. We all know that, right? Nope. You go, all right, well, looks like you're going to get buried out here somewhere.
Yeah. Yep.
Allegedly.
Although it's like
This is a fictional podcast.
More likely to be named Muhammad than Pedro.
It could, 100%.
Statistically.
Yes, yeah.
As,
Due to sheer
like,
numbers.
I'm envisioning Somali police officers.
Could you imagine?
Yeah. Oh, I can.
I am the officer of the street. Yeah. But it could, like, if this war really goes nuts, like,
could you imagine
it could bleed.
that happening? Sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
That happening, and then another fucking COVID style something pandemic happens, and now the police officers are willing to do even more than they were trying to do, because they're just like, oh, this is what I've been told, and I carry out my directive no matter what.
Yeah, but the nice thing about as bad as COVID was, and you did see shit compliance by certain people.
Yeah, as bad as police officers behaved during COVID, they were doing that to their fellow community members. These are people who will not think of us as community. Regardless of what country they come from, they will not be community members of ours.
But I think
the fucking balls to be like, I'm going to move to Italy and become a cop. Like,
that's not the thought. The thought is, I'm coming from a third world shithole. These people you're going to give me $75,000 a year to walk around with a baton? Fucking A.
Yeah, well, you imagine what I would do to a Somali guy with a baton? Mm-hmm. I got to get fit.
Scusi. I don't know. Maybe, though, it has, like, it was an awakening for a lot of people. Even people that, when COVID happened, they seemed all free. Now there's a lot of people that are like, that was fuck. We shouldn't let it happen again.
Oh, please.
Maybe it does.
This time I'm getting off the bench.
Yeah, but it's like how much stuff, like the wars, gas prices really go up, the worse it is. It just seems
I've completely lost faith in all the fucking retards with their "Don't Tread on Me" flags. If you're not, here we are. Post Epstein files. Where are you? Posting shit online.
So
that's
let
the
me
war,
let,
though.
let me talk. Let me ask about that for a second, because I went into this weird realm of fucking almost no social media for like 2 or 3 months when the baby was being born. Leading up to it, I just wasn't around. Right? Like, I mean, even the podcast took a break. Like all that, like all of it. Right? Mm-hmm. And I kind of like came back in some shit. Everybody kept talking about Epstein. I was like, what happened? And I haven't looked into it.
Yeah.
What happened?
All the darkest conspiracy theories have been confirmed.
Meaning what?
Eating babies, satanic death cults.
How were they confirmed?
Pizzagate, through a wiki dump, basically.
It was a FOIA type thing.
Yeah, there were so many FOIA requests that they finally had to they released a small percentage of the files, still redacted and still pretty incriminating for a lot of people who are officials. And then, like, it sort of exposed the entire network as a joint Israeli, British, American intelligence, like honeypot operation. And it implicated a shitload of people in very public places, and most of it hasn't even been brought out yet. But then back to my point, at some point, somebody's going to learn how to use AI in a very powerful way, and that shit's coming out in full. And I think actually I saw something this morning that says there are new documents being leaked that implicate Trump as having molested a 13-year-old girl at one point. Like, the direct witness statement from her has been leaked. Again, but who knows what's fucking real? There's no way to know if any of it's real.
See, this is the problem with the AI, right? Because I saw a video of Ghislaine Maxwell walking around just like doing her own fucking thing in Canada. And she's got her hair bleached, and she's walking with her brother, and it's some dude who walks up and says Ghislaine, and she turns and like looks at him, and is like, and he's like,
Holy shit, you're hanging out with Tupac?
He goes, I'm looking for a pizza parlor or something like that. Yeah. Like she's like, do you know where any pizza is at or anything like that? And so she's like, I don't know what you're talking. And then so it's like, this bitch is just walking around all willy nilly right now, not really in the prison. And then it goes to the cell, and it shows they're not really given this lady has fucking sunglasses in prison, and there's not really any actual footage of her like in the prison that's like clear that makes sense, and so it's like, oh, they're just, you know,
and in the end it's all stories on our phone screens, and we don't know
exactly, but
the entire thing could be fabricated.
But there's so much fucking pent up fucking feeling you have in your heart about this whole thing, and you're like, oh, that shouldn't happen that way, but it could be, right? And then I saw another video that's like, oh, this is the same thing, but AI. It's some other lady, and they fucking put her face on it, and it's actually not Ghislaine Maxwell, it's somebody else, and they just, some asshole, like, made it look like it for some reason. And so it's like, okay, well, which one of those two fucking things is real? Because one is.
Yeah.
One is absolutely real, and one is not. One is either saying, like, oh, that's fake. They're both, you know, one saying this is happening, and then one saying, yep, that's actually fake. It's this. And when we can't decipher those things, it's like, are they just, it's a smart way to make people give up.
Yeah, but it's also kind of cannon fodder, making it more difficult. I think the good thing you're seeing from this is people have still wanted transparency on this. Like, this is kind of the American, that's why there were so many FOIA requests for these dumps. Like, Trump, his whole thing was like, I'll get the records of this, and then he got to be president. He's like, you don't need to see the records. And even Dan Bongino and Patel were like, we've seen it, there is nothing. And then it's like everyone demands so much that they forced to release these records, and they come out, and then Trump's like, fuck, let's capture a president of another country. Yeah. That'll get the citizens in our good graces. Then we do that, and then the people are like, hey, back to these children. What's going on? And then it's like, oh, here's another war.
Here's World War III.
And so it's like, I think it is kind of like Tobin said a little, this is a dying regime, but it is like, this is a hill people are starting. It's like, we've been hit with so much. Like, if you think about our lifetime growing up, I've known fucking 9/11, one of the biggest bank fallouts with the housing industry in 07, 08, continual wars, presidential
scandals.
If
I could get in contact with some blue-collar guys in Iran, we would all agree that we should just fucking hang all the pedophiles.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And we could come to a global alliance based on that.
Yeah. We'd have to figure out what the fucking age was that makes a pedophile, because I think some of those boys over there would be like, what, 13?
Well, they might have a lot of people to hang.
Yeah. Remember when there was the Olsen twin countdown website for like when the Olsen twins turned 18.
Jeez.
It was like a huge
That's so
thing.
fucking great. So anyone registered on that website? Hung.
Dude. There is a what's that who's the fucking great comedian right now? Cars. Or not, it doesn't do cars, it does
Gillis?
tires. Yeah, so Shane Gillis has that bit about, like, you know, who was the first one who had
age of consent?
Age of consent. Have you seen that? He's like, so like, I mean, that's got to be a hard one to go first on. Like,
what do you mean?
How's it start? He goes. So the gentleman from Rhode Island. And
I'd like to introduce the legal age of consent.
14.
Like, whoa, buddy.
Yeah, have you seen that?
Whoa.
That's what they say. That's exactly how it goes.
Like,
really?
He goes 12.
He's like, whoa, fuck. And like, that's a hard one to go first on, dude.
Why'd I have to go first?
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Ew, dude. 12. Ew.
Yeah. I mean, at some point, like, you know, you look at all over the world, and it's like, culturally, it's so different. So,
being caveman, 14, 15, you're probably having kids, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, there is probably some evolution function
you're dying at 29.
Yeah. So there is some of that trapped into you, you know? I'm not saying 14-year-olds are hot, but I mean,
if
like,
what? No. The point is that 14-year-olds can be attracted to other 14-year-olds.
Yeah. And it's like, look at rabbits. They hit maturity, they start fucking.
Yeah.
So it's like,
humanity is different than biology.
We still we're driven off of sex. This whole pedophile thing is a sex thing for power. Like our biology creates and shapes part of this. Like what we see as domination.
And I'll actually say I was briefly single there after, like, post-divorce. I had no interest in dating younger women. There was no part of me that was like, I know.
Yeah.
Let's go find a fucking 27-year-old hottie.
Yeah.
Oof.
So she can explain to you TikTok.
No fucking thanks.
Can you film this for me? And she does a dance.
Yeah.
Post it.
I got something for you to film.
Yeah, I just, that whole thing, like, it's twisted. It's twisted. And then, like, you add on you know it's twisted because it's torturous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if that was something that was normal, it wouldn't be hidden. If that was something that wasn't causing turmoil and pain, it wouldn't be such a fucking black, dark place in the internet, and, people wouldn't be trying to hide it. Mm-hmm. So, rightfully so, everybody knows it's wrong, right? So, then you start talking about eating babies and pictures coming out of, like, the
videos,
lady on the table. I haven't seen videos.
Sacrifice,
I haven't seen, like, any of that shit. It's just like
documented murder.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of that, but
so like I was saying, we've been through all this stuff, and it keeps getting more and more in our face. Eventually, people are going to say enough.
Well, but at what point do people just start pulling the trigger?
I
at what point?
As the degradation of the system, again, like, the system is collapsing, the money is collapsing. We're about to see a major energy crisis because of the Qatar shut down exports of liquid natural gas the other week. So unless we get to fracking again, we're gonna have some problems here very shortly.
Probably a 1/8 apocalypse, like what you said. Who's gonna pull the first trigger? And it's like, well, 1/8 apocalypse probably would, when food gets harder, gas gets harder, power, like, stability gets harder. That's when the first shots start going. But you have to get to a point where you're at that, where it's like, oh, the power's not on every day. We shouldn't have gone to this war. We shouldn't have used up all this gas. So as it, like, those shots only get fired when those circumstances happen. That's why it's like, what is fear and what is, like, just your knowing your environment around you. Part of it is that we live in a weird era of time where that environment around us can change so much due to these policies. And that affects our life and what you're paying at the pump, and eventually those types of things will make it that shots get fired first.
And energy rationing is coming. It's why all new cars now, as of this year, will have kill switches in them. It's why I think our state electrical code changed so that your main breaker has to be on the outside of your house. It can no longer be on the inside. It's smart meters, right? The PUD can just turn off your meter, cut all power to your house with a push of a button. So pretty quick here, your cars are going to be able to be turned off with a push of a button. Your house can be turned off with a push of a button. Part of my house runs on propane, but that's going to be enormously expensive here in just a few weeks, if not 1 week.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I having a wood fire stove, that's the move.
Yeah.
A wood fire stove and that cabin style life, is really what, if you can figure out how to get to that sooner than later, that's really what you need. Right? Like a pump, a water, a well, right? A well, a septic, and fucking wood fire stove, and you're pretty fucking good to go. Mm-hmm. And if you have that life, like, if you have that, good on you, because there's something to be said for being off the grid to a point.
And actually, with spring right around the corner, everybody, if you haven't been growing vegetables in the past, this is the year to start doing it, because I think manufactured shortage of everything is coming, including food.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, I mean, the more they can hike the price of anything to keep people needing to work and needing to keep their head to the fucking grindstone or their nose to the grindstone. I think it's
keeping them in fear of lack and.
But that's what.
Which just keeps them in the grind.
Yeah, that's what keeps people
but
working.
But if you get to a point where the price on the shelves are so high, it doesn't matter how you work, that you're failing constantly. That's what
But that's where they're trying to keep that balance. They want you just on the tipping point.
They're trying to, but it might go like what would create a stoppage of gas. Or, it's like we just don't have enough resources. Mm-hmm. We can't get it in or import or make it fast enough. Therefore, the price goes, it's $100 a gallon. Yeah. And that's when those shots get fired. And the government's like, oh, we're trying to control it.
Yeah, but those shots are going to get fired in certain ways. If shit gets like that and fucking eggs get ridiculous, guess what? Go fuck yourself, government. I'm having my chickens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to fucking dick around with it. I'm going to keep them. I'm not going to fucking let them go, right? Yeah. And that's where the fucking triggers are going to get pulled right like that, right? And it's like, I don't care who fucking comes around and says, here's a fucking number on a piece of paper.
Yeah, it's when they start fucking with your property. And also they're going to start repossessing vehicles that don't have up-to-date tabs.
But who's going to do it?
That's what I'm saying. That's where it's a very tricky line because the police officers are going to be asked to do it. And they were asked to close businesses during COVID, and they did. So it's everybody's going to watch and see now.
That's why they're going to give people from third world countries who have come from less to go, hey, now we need you to pull this back down to squalor, but we're going to allow you to kind of up your life, and we'll give you the X amount of money as long as you're willing to fucking
do what you're told.
Do what you're told.
Do what you're told.
Yeah. Soldiers follow orders.
And that's what that whole fucking allowing immigrants, or not immigrants, but
just flooding border with people.
Yeah, well, to
people
do that
from a lesser life where it's like, yeah, here's any opportunity. It's better than what you had.
Yeah, here you go.
But they're just making it. Now they are the captain. They're holding us down on our boat.
Yeah,
but it's just that soldiers being used to alter out history.
Yeah, but because of that, and that's why like the laws and like people willing to fight and have guns and fucking buy ammunition. They're talking about a fucking ban nationwide of buying ammunition online. Like, fuck you. That's the shit. Like that's and it's easier to control businesses than it is to control people. Yeah. So you make these laws, and then businesses are like, well, as long as they don't sell the Washington, I'm good. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, as long as they don't sell the,
So it's all fear and consent.
And
the business owner is afraid to ship, and they consent to the law.
And at what point do we just say, fuck you all?
We're getting close.
Those are the triggers. When I'm talking about triggers, those are the things I'm talking about.
It won't be when they ban online sales of guns or ammunition or anything like that. It'll be when they fuck with people's property that's already in their possession, like coming to your house and telling you that they have to eradicate your chickens, or that they're going to take your truck away because you didn't pay for the sticker on your license plate. When you start fucking with people's property is when people will start fighting back.
Mm-hmm. It's fucking crazy.
And we saw that with COVID, like especially in Canada. That's what it was like. We had restrictions, but it's like you could still do stuff. Canada kind of turned into a Nazi regime, and they shut down gyms. And how many videos? Like there's people that became famous from it, or like the whole trucker convoy. I'm not going to show you. I drive this all the time, and I need papers to come back and forth. You're cutting off money, and then they're like, okay,
you can't fly in the U.S. without a real ID yet, or right now.
Yeah.
Where's the resistance?
Yeah, but it hits a point where it's like, when they come for your property, your money, your livelihood. That's how you get hundreds of thousands of people in Ottawa. But it's once you fuck enough with your livelihood, and it just keeps, it's not only is your livelihood getting fucked with more, but then it's also, you see your leaders, the people that are creating the rules for your livelihood being
but all those people in Ottawa also went home when they got their bank accounts frozen. So in the end, there's like, you want to be a patriot, you got to understand, until you are ready to lose fucking everything, you're not ready. And until you're willing to say, okay, I get it, I will lose every fucking penny I have, possibly in my life, you're not ready.
Spot on. I'm not ready.
Yeah.
My PlayStation time's really going to go down in the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Once they turn my power off, they ration it. Fuck that, dude.
Fuck that.
We each fight our own war in life.
Yeah.
I'll deal with mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just do mine through fucking Call of Duty.
I'm a general? Yeah, cool. Oh, fuck. Is that podcast, boys?
That's a pot. We're pushing into 2 hours, I think.
I got to pee again.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
We're hitting it then.
Leave us a review, guys. I think we're still sitting at like 30-some reviews. We got to have more listeners.
55.
55? All right.
55.
Let's get to 60 reviews. Hit that 5th star. Ooh. All right. Thanks, everybody.